We'll find out exactly how it's going to go down. Again, your front row, Jake Gagne, Jake Lewis, and Jason DiSalvo. As you can see, all three of them pictured right there on your fanschoice.tv screen. It's go time in GoPro Daytona SportBike race number 2. Really looking forward to getting this one underway. The middleweight 600 cc's come to life here as we await that light going out, and it does so, and away they go, and it is a beautiful start by Jake Gagne by 4 or 5 bike lengths. He leads them into turn number 1.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do, coming off that pole position with that fastest lap of the race. Oh, and that looks like DiSalvo, all kind of action going on back in the pack. Everybody gets through turn 1 clean, though.
I don't know how, but they do it lap after lap. Getting through turn 1 and turn 2, turn 3 and 4 is always tricky, especially here.
Well, the new player in the front now is Jason DiSalvo, who runs in that 3rd spot right now as they make their way off that keyhole for the first time. This is where Lewis is so good. They're all really good right here, but Lewis made the move to win the race down here. And look at DiSalvo. He's looking to make a move on Lewis.
Oh, it is a dogfight up front. There are 4 motorcycles all tied up here at least, trying to get it done.
And DiSalvo does make that move on Jake Lewis as they dive into turn 6. Now he holds that 2nd spot.
This may be the pattern that we see throughout the entire race up front. It's unlikely, I really shouldn't prognosticate, but it's unlikely anybody's going to ride away from this field.
Yeah, but you know, now they've had time to go back, maybe tweak their motorcycles. We could have some different players in this one, and we could have somebody get away, but it's going to be tough, and it's early days. Everybody's just settling in right now, not pushing it too hard right now, but you want to get up front, knowing that these races are a little shorter than normal.
It is kind of a sprint race for these riders, 14 laps, the total distance here. Wow, they are by our position here for the first time, and it is a beautiful sound, no question about it. I'm so impressed with the Road Race Factory Red Bull team and Jake Gagne. When you really think about it, they are going up against some really great competition here, and Jake Gagne continues to impress.
Well, the Yamaha Extended Service bikes are running a little bit stronger right now. You can see right there, they're both running together. Garrett Gerloff leading his teammate JD Beach right now, and then there's a gap back with Westby and Danny Eslick, who had a go at each other in the first one. I just saw a hand signal fly off from Eslick right there. Not sure what that was.
The pressure is on, no doubt about it. Right there you see Garrett Gerloff, number 8, putting the pressure on number 85, Jake Lewis. Lewis can handle it.
Typically those guys are a bit stronger than they were in race 1. That's Beach and Gerloff I'm talking about. So those two may be the 2 of the guys who's gone back and have to make some adjustments. But you know, when I think back to practice and watching them in some of the dodgy conditions, they were not fast. They were quite a bit off the pace. So they've been playing catch up all weekend on what has been a short weekend.
So we're seeing a great performance out of the Castrol Triumph SportBike Track Time Daytona 675. Jason DiSalvo running 2nd right now and looking strong doing it.
And I tell you, Gagne's got different ideas of the way this was going to go down. And look at DiSalvo. He's a new player in this game. He's riding really hard right now to try to stay with him. And then as we make our way through the pack there, I see that Westby has gotten the better of Eslick, who don't think was real happy with Westby after race 1.
Gagne would like to check out, but Jason DiSalvo says, no way, I'm there, I'm with you. I will go to the front with you and stay there. And Jason DiSalvo is having a great race in the early going. If he can maintain that pace, he's perhaps on his way to a podium here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
Well, the pack closes up as they make it through the tighter section of the racetrack off that back chute. Now they run through that 7, 8, 9, 10. All these turns linked together right here, Barry, getting over the top of this hill. You got to put it right in the right spot or you'll be off for the next corner. So it all ties together here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
And a little bit of deja vu all over again, watching Jake Lewis having to be a little bit patient here in the early going of this one. We talked about this in race 1. You can just almost see inside of his head. He's really patient. He's a calculator. He's a thinker. It paid off for him in race 1. Now he's back in 3rd. He's got to apply a little bit of patience again. He can't let him get away from him up front, but he tends to get stronger at most of the time as the races wear on.
The thing is, he's got company behind him, and then the Yamaha extended service bikes of Gerloff and Beach. They are right there with Jake Lewis. They look like they mean business in this race here this afternoon.
The start has been declared clean, so all is well. No penalties on the initial start. It's Gagne, DiSalvo, Jake Lewis, Gerloff, Beach, Westby, Eslick, Young, Zemke, Fong, and that's your top 10 right now.
Beach made a mistake as they went through the keyhole. That opens the door for Westby. Now they come through 5. He'll be on the inside. He picked up another spot. He's disposed of Eslick pretty quickly. Eslick definitely looks like he's off the pace in this race. Maybe he missed the setup, or these guys are just getting better as the day's going on.
There is a 1.2 gap when they cross the line back to Danny Eslick. Not much of a gap up front, however. It's very solid as we watch the 32 of Jake Gagne navigate this racetrack with Jason DiSalvo in tow. And Jake Lewis is right there on the scene as well. That's Gerloff behind Lewis.
Boy, now it looks like DiSalvo's desperate for a good result in this one here today. Sat on the pole at Laguna Seca, didn't parlay that into a great finish, but today he's got a good shot at it right now, Barry, and he's right there with the leader.
He definitely does. Perhaps a win is in his future. Perhaps a podium is in his future. We still have a good bit of distance to go. There are 10 laps remaining right now. A lot of time for things to go really well or badly wrong.
Well, he's the only Triumph in this Yamaha sandwich right now, and this Yamaha's everywhere. And that long Triumph, and then the next guy in line in the Triumph's Danny Eslick, who's fading back and looks like he's lost another position.
The top 5 beginning to stretch it out just a little bit on JD Beach.
Dane Westby running a little bit tighter line as they go through 5. I think that's due to what I thought I saw early. And there goes Lewis on DiSalvo. He makes that move, but I think Westby's bike's not quite as quick as he'd like it to be, and therefore he's running that tight line down the back straight in 5. And if anybody's going to pass him, oh!
Goodness.
That was Westby right there. Oh, I don't know what went wrong, but it went real wrong for Westby right there. And oh, he's up at least.
That's a good sign.
Well, it did not look good.
No doubt he must have tucked the front under braking, I would think. I'm just guessing. I can hardly imagine.
Oh,
there's
there
2
might
of
be
them.
something on the racetrack.
They're
That's
pointing
like
at the
Jack
racetrack.
Zemke.
Yep, and they're putting the red flag out. And there are 3 bikes on the ground.
Wow. Those riders need to get out of the impact zone right now.
We've got fluid on the racetrack, and we don't know if that fluid was there, which caused the first get off, or the first get off caused the fluid. Sometimes that occurs, but
Boy, there's definitely something out there because
There
those
is.
guys didn't all just decide to fall off.
and the best news is all 3 of the riders are up, one able to rejoin.
Oh, that's Eslick. Well, Eslick was one of them. Westby's one of them.
We're going to go to replay here, Scott, and give you a chance, and I and the rest of the people on Fans Choice to look. Here we are.
Here we go. And Westby, the guy in the tail end of this right here, this will be a better shot. Oh, his bike's blown up. It's blowing up right now. Westby's is, and it's going to oil the rear tire. Oh, he got off the back of that nice and easy.
We saw a little
really
wisp.
bad.
We saw a little wisp of smoke
You
out
can
of the
see the oil
tailpipe.
strip right
and
here,
there it
the
is.
black strip, and that's going to cost these next riders as they come through right there. JD Beats gets through, luckily. Danny Eslick, not so lucky. That's Danny, the next rider, and I can't make out who the third one is.
And of course, with just that tiny little bit of contact patch, you're on late braking, trail braking, going into that corner anyway, and a little tiny 2-inch, 3-inch strip of oil is all it takes, and you're on the ground.
That's right.
So we are under red with 10 to go.
Essex made his way back to pit road with his bike, was able to get up and get it refired. So they'll button that thing up hopefully and get him back in the race. Westby, that's going to be a whole nother deal. His white blue caused the red flag, so good chance he's going to be out of it, but he's riding the bike back in now.
Yeah, there's the 00 right there. Yeah, that you were just commenting just prior, and we're going to look at this one more time, Scott, here on our replay on fanschoice.tv. We're going to get another look at this.
That third rider may be Jake Zemke. It's hard for me to say. But right here, Westby's bike starts to blow up, oils the rear tire down, he got off the back end of that so lucky. And you can see Bobby Fong, he makes it through. Essick doesn't, and it looks like Jake Zemke could be that third rider. I can't be sure.
There's one thing for sure: the air fence is a real lifesaver. It saves a lot of machinery as well. As they stopped the 00 of Westby, the machine obviously blowing up. I was just getting ready to say, Scott, just seconds before that, you were talking about Westby's motorcycle looked like it was down on power just a little bit.
Yeah, that could have been coming along through race 1. It didn't look like it had the straight line speed that it would normally have, and obviously it launched itself finally here in race 2. And just lucky that all those guys, they had the air fence in the right spot, and these guys were able to get off that. And here's Essick and Westby going to have a couple of words at each other. They had their little deal going on the racetrack earlier before that.
Okay, we've definitely got a word or two going on here.
I ain't done shit. Don't come grabbing me.
Danny's a little, you get that in competition,
I mean, that's emotional riders, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
You're going to have that.
I like it.
It's part of the game. We could show you things on fanschoice.tv perhaps that couldn't be shown on broadcast television.
I've been that guy before. I know what it's like. You get fired up. We don't know what went down, but it didn't have anything to do with that incident right there. It goes back to race 1. So those guys are both from Oklahoma. They're both tough competitors, and they'll sort it out. They'll be buddies again, hopefully soon.
He's all right, so this is going to be good. This is going to be very good. Danielle has caught up with him. We're going to get him squared up here and send it down to her right now. Danny? Or Danielle?
I'll go with Danny Essick, number 69. Danny, obviously you were involved in that incident that we're in a red flag holding position right now. Can you give us an idea, in good words, what happened out there? Obviously not good for you, but you seem very heated.
Yeah, no, I'm completely fine. I was going to walk down and make sure Dane's all right, and he's all pissed off because I put my hand on his shoulder because he likes to swerve going in a straight line and whatever. I mean, that incident was he crashed, and I fell down, and here comes Zemke following me. And so I think there's some oil down, but I don't know. He's just butthurt or whatever. I don't know. We'll take it back to Tulsa and see how it goes.
There you have it, number 69, Danny Essick.
Thanks, Danielle. And as you said, Scott, that was not about the get-off down there. That was about a previous incident.
Well, you know, he's talking about Westby weaving in a straight line, so that, again, goes back to what I don't think Westby's bike was running like it needed to. So when that happens, you do what you kind of got to do to try to keep these guys off your back, and maybe he wasn't holding a steady line in race 1, and that was, here we go.
It looks like Danielle may have caught up with Dane Westby, so let's throw it down trackside right now to Danielle.
Thank you very much, Barry. Dane, it seemed like you were the cause of the red flag. Maybe a motor blew, a little oil went on your tire. Tell us what happened out there.
Well, it seemed like a couple other guys crashed behind me. You know, I just went in there and the rear came around on me, so maybe it was me or somebody else in front of me. Who knows? So it was going to be fixing to be a good race, you know, once I got around some of the slower guys. So.
Do you think we can repair and get you back out there?
I hope so.
Dane Westby.
Hey, thanks, Danielle. Scott, he just doesn't yet know that he has an engine failure, no doubt. It looked to me as if it's not an engine failure, and an oil line coming off or something happening.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he was definitely looking to have a good result today, and obviously that bike did cause all that, so he doesn't know it yet.
So he was nowhere to be seen once he got around him.
Hey, don't I ain't getting your head.
No, man, that's kind of right. That fucking thing came around like nobody's business.
If you want to be in the middle of the scene, fanschoice.tv will put you there as Beth Miller comes over checking on Dane Westby.
It just fucking, I just came down into the corner on the brakes. I don't grab it down from there or anything. And it's fucking.
They're continuing to work on Dane Westby's Yamalu machine, but I have a feeling that there's something up with that bike. If it's not a blown engine, perhaps if it's just an oil leak, they can do something with it as we get a good look at the Road Race Factory working on the 32 of Jake Gagne. Gagne was able to escape all of that incident there because they were in front of the rider that we believe put the oil on the racetrack. Yeah, and so what we'd like to do now is we'll take you back through this one more time, thanks to our friends at GoPro, who continue to capture the most exciting racing moments. They can also capture your life's most exciting riding moments. Here we go. Our friends, here we go, fanschoice.tv.
Well, we want to take a lap around Mid-Ohio with Dane Westby. As you can see him coming on the front straightaway here, grabbing gears as he makes his way up to turn one. Turn one's a flat, blind corner. You really can't see the apex until about now. So it's an easy corner to get in there and get pushed out wide. So being patient there pays off. You'll bring the bike way back over to the left side of the track as you dive into turn two right here. Want to get as straight as a shot as you can. And you're just kind of holding a bit of a constant throttle, a little bit of acceleration as you go up into the keyhole right here. For me, this is the most important turn on the track. Get this bike pointed, get it off the edge of the tires, you drive it right out to the edge of the curb, get down under the paint, and go through all the gears, and you're running downhill. This is turn 5, just a slight kink. We'll cut that apex and let it drift back out far to the left side of the track as you're braking. Hardest braking zone on the racetrack. Getting set up for turn 6 right here. This turn doesn't go anywhere. Drive really hard right down to the apex of turn 7. Up and over it. It's a blind. Gets very light as the bike accelerates down into here. This is where Westby came off, right here. Turn 8, turn 9. Under the Honda bridge, over the top of the hill. As you can see, another blind section. Hit that mark. Let the bike drift out wide right here and square this turn 11. Over the top of this hill, the bike's going to get light. It's going to want to wheelie down through Thunder Valley. Bring it right down to the right side of the track. Hold that, and then flip it back to the left right here as you drive through turn 13. It runs out. Use all the racetrack and over again. Bike really light right here. Want to try to maintain something and keep it half track or inside. Get it back to the right. Flip it to the left. Get the throttle up, and then that's a lap at Mid-Ohio.
Thanks to Scott Russell at GoPro, you just took an exciting lap around Mid-Ohio, and now it's time. Our friends at GoPro, the makers of the world's most versatile camera, want to hook you guys up with your brand new Hero 3 Plus camera. This is the same camera that all these top athletes like Jake Gagne, Tomas Puerta, Josh Herron, and others use to capture their best moments. To enter this giveaway, simply pull out that smartphone right now and text GoPro AMA to the number 46776. If you look on the screen, you can see the number to text to right in front of you. Normal text message rates do apply. Again, one lucky AMA Pro road racing fan will win one today. We're not talking about next week, we're talking about today. Text GoPro AMA to the number 46776 now and win yourself a GoPro Hero 3 Plus. And let's go down trackside to Danielle.
Thank you, Barry. I'm here with the number 85, Jake Lewis. Jake, you got a bit of a rough start. This may be a chance for redemption for you.
Yeah, I kind of popped a wheel off the start, so I didn't get a good, clean start like I would have liked to. But, I settled into third behind Jake and DiSalvo, and they kind of actually got away a little bit. So I ended up rolling them back in right before the red flag. So I felt pretty comfortable and confident with my race pace. So, try to get another win just like earlier this morning. So just put my head down and get off to a little bit better start and push hard for these 10 laps.
Oh, what a great ending. You look at the camera and smile real big. You can do that when you're on top of your game, and he's on it right now. We continue to be pleased with all the great tweets and Facebook comments we're getting. Very cool.
Yeah, I got a nice tweet from Della Mitchell right here. Loving the commentary all weekend. Appreciate it. And looking forward to New Jersey. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and we're just glad to be able to bring all the action to you. No commercials, just straight up racing, practice qualifying. It's a good format, and I'm glad everybody at home's enjoying it.
Thank you, Della. We appreciate that very much. And Rob McClendon says, slapdown fight in Okie City next Friday night. He said, call me for tickets. What an entrepreneur that guy is. He's trying to promote a little slapdown, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that'll all work out, no doubt about it. These are just tough competitors that they don't want to lose.
No, man, it gets like that, man. That's what racing's about, and you love to see that emotion. That means it means something to these riders, and Danny Essick, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I think Westby does too. So both those guys fired up, and unfortunately they both hit the deck on that one. I don't think in the end it's going to work out so well for Dane. Unfortunately, being the cause of that red flag, he'll have to go to the back of the pack. I think Essick will probably get the start in the position that he was in. So don't know if those two guys will come across each other the rest of the day.
Probably not on the racetrack, but perhaps after. But that is the official ruling, by the way, from AMA Pro, that he did bring that red out, obviously, and will be relegated to the tail of the field. Great little interview with Jake Lewis. And by the way, Scott, fabulous lap. I was completely enthralled by your lap call. Let's go down trackside. Danielle is with Blake Young.
I'm with the number 79, Blake Young. Blake, you're sitting 9th right now before the red flag. You and the Sheehan Gonzalez Yamaha racing team finally getting things dialed in. How do you handle the restart?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of like having the 2 races in one day, but restart's going to be the same as last. We're actually starting in the same spot, but feeling pretty good on the bike. I had a moment there when Danny went down in front of me, maybe something on the track, lost the front, but brought it back. So hoping for a good start, and hopefully we can move up a little farther forward in the pack.
Wow. Thank you, Danielle. That's the thoughts of Blake Young. And I was just in the process of saying, you know, I'm sitting here side by side watching you take us around the lap, and the way you get in the present moment on that deal is so impressive. I mean, it's like I was on that motorcycle. And another thing about that, seeing that tachometer up there at 14,000 RPM within 2,000 RPM range is all he was in the whole time.
Yeah, these R6s like to rev high, and then you got to keep them up in that power range to really get the maximum out of it. And you can see that Westby was doing a great job of that. But no, these onboard shots and giving the fans a ride around the track, I think it's just priceless, to be honest with you, and just happy to be part of the show.
Yeah, it's very cool, and thanks to GoPro for making it possible for Scott Russell to give us that deal. So let's go it down. JD Beach and Danielle are together here. Let's get Danielle in on that.
I want to get a quick word with the number 6, JD Beach. JD, is this your opportunity to get that win you're still searching for?
Oh yeah, I mean we had a really good start, and I made a bit of a mistake, but I mean the bike's working amazing, and just need to get a really good start and hang with the front guys and make some good passes, and we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Danielle. JD Beach will restart according to what I see on my scoring Cortec live timing page. He will restart in the 6th spot. So that'll be on row number 2 as we get set to reset our grid here in a couple of moments.
Well, JD's doing a great job the last couple of rounds, running second. Barber second at Laguna. No, he's waiting to get that breakthrough win, you know, this year on this new team, and it just hadn't happened for him yet. So we'll see if he can get a good start this time and maybe change it up.
We do love interacting with all of you, and that's how you do it right there. Get social with us on Facebook at /AMA Pro Road Racing. On Twitter, it's at AMA Pro SBK. Instagram /AMA Pro SBK. And so just join us on our social media. We love the interaction. We've been getting lots of comments, and it's just been really fun to be able to interact with all of you around the United States and, for that matter, around the world. And we like it. You can join us, and we will get into that conversation with you. We love your input. Rob McClendon, thank you, sir. We appreciate that. We miss you, man. We wish you were here. Track is open, bikes are rolling, and we get ready to resume GoPro Daytona SportBike race number 2. And at the conclusion of this one, don't go anywhere, because we do have a amazing super sport race number 2 yet to go. It will be 11 laps as well for their race. That'll be the final race of the weekend. And there goes Dane Westby, the 00, as apparently, Scott, whatever was wrong with that motorcycle, they were able to. We saw smoke, right? We did see smoke.
I saw smoke. I didn't see fire, but I saw smoke, and I saw an oil strip, which kind of surprises me that they were able to whatever with that Band-Aid that bike, put that bike back together and get him back out there. He rode it back in, and it wasn't smoking very bad, so it's kind of a weird deal. We'll see how that pans out.
Again, it could have been an oil line. It could have been any, something that come loose. It was maybe allowing a little bit of fresh oil onto the exhaust system. It looked like it was out of the lower right-hand side of the bike from our vantage point.
Obviously it did, because he fell down in his own oil, and 2 other riders did as well.
And and after it was over, we could see that little 3-4 inch wide band of oil right off the racetrack followed the bike. So But he will be going to scratch on the field. He'll be at the tail end of this field, and that, of course, will also be one of the things that would be fun to watch here with 10 to go. Dane Westby at the back and on a mission. And we're going to get another look at that wreck, Scott, just to give us all another look at what we just saw.
5th bike in line is Dane Westby. You see the smoke. Well, you know what? Now that I look at that, that doesn't look like an oil strip that thought we were looking at, but we definitely saw smoke. Now, whether he just turned the bike in so hard that the back tire lost traction, but there's smoke or water. Could be water too, Barry.
It's really coming up higher than we thought.
Could be a water
too.
line, you
yes,
know,
sir.
and it just haze the rear tire down just a little bit with that little bit of water. That's all it takes.
And what we thought was an oil line going off the track was
already
actually
there.
was already
And
there.
So anyway, good. And I'm glad they got the bike back together, and he's at the back of the pack. And, man, we've seen him really right out of his skin in situations like this. So keep your eye on the 00.
And I'm sure our Fans' Choice cameras will be watching the 00 as well. Of course, our mission is to bring you the action at the front because we think it's going to be crazy up there as well. GoPro Daytona SportBike restart with 10 to go. Race number 2, and Gagne gets another great start. Jake Gagne's on his game here today. He'll lead them into turn number 1 with a nice advantage. They're 4 wide for second. Were for a second there anyway.
I didn't see Westby on the starting line. Maybe that's him way back in the distance. He may have started from pit road there, Barry, because I didn't see him line up on the grid, and that's definitely him, coming out of pit road. So he's even farther back than we thought he was going to be.
We'll kind of keep an eye on him here, but right now there's no point in watching anything back there because he's way back about 10 or 15 bike lengths in arrears. But we'll see if he's got a good motorcycle. That's going to be something we're going to want to watch as this race develops. It'll be 9 to go when they get back, so there's a good bit of time to accomplish your goals here in this race.
Well, Jake Lewis has already made a nice move and put himself in second spot behind the man Jake Gagne, who he battled in race 1 with, and Jason DiSalvo is relegated to 3rd now.
Yep, but DiSalvo's still very much in the thick of the battle here in the third place, and he's got a good motorcycle under him. So we'll see how his race develops. Top 6 with a little bit of gap back to 7th.
Let's see, there's Bobby Fong on the 50, and Danny Eslick will be following him through. Danny had to start it back quite a bit there, like on the 3rd row that time out.
Come by our position here on the front stretch yet again, and it'll be 9 on the leaderboard, and here's how they're running. It's Gagne, Lewis, DiSalvo, Beach, and Gerloff. 6th through 10th, Blake Young, Kyle Wyman. Kyle's having a good race here. He's in the 7th spot. Bobby Fong 8th, Danny Eslick 9th, Tomas Puerta in the 12th spot, and Westby passed to at least one rider. He's at 18th right now.
Hard on the brakes right here, and Gagne leads him into turn 6 right now. No mistakes. We'll look at DiSalvo running out wide. He's going to try to put himself on the inside. There's nothing there. Big, tall, lanky rider Jake Lewis. His legs everywhere. Nowhere for DiSalvo to go.
Jason DiSalvo wants and needs a good, solid finish here today. His best finish of the year thus far was a 4th place finish at Barber Motorsports Park. And here's the 85 of Jake Lewis looking to the inside of Gagne. He perhaps has a move in mind.
There's a lot of guys queuing up back there behind him. Looks like Gerloff looks a bit more racy in this one. He's quite a bit closer right there with DiSalvo and Beach just slipping away right now. Can he regroup and stay with this lead group? Tough racetrack out here. Mid-Ohio is.
DiSalvo trying to make a run on Jake Lewis. Thought better of it, fell back in line.
That Triumph's running good today, and he's in the feeling it looks like for race 2. So see what he can turn this into.
You kind of alluded to this earlier, but one thing about it is J.D. Beach is hungry right now. He wants to make something happen here, but Gerloff is too.
There's a lot of hungry guys in this class. That's what makes it so great to watch, and it makes the racing really tight. There's so many guys on good equipment in the DSB class running on DOT tires. These bikes are easier to find the limit on opposed to like a super bike. So a lot of guys can ride these things fast, and that's what we're seeing right now. JD looks like he continues to lose touch with this group. He just off a little bit in some department.
Yep, something's just not exactly to his liking on his motorcycle here today, and he does get, he's back a pretty good little bit, about 4, 5, 6 bike lengths behind his teammate. DiSalvo appears to be one of the more aggressive riders right now in that top 4.
He sure does look hungry, Barry, and he's looking inside, he's looking outside on Jake Lewis, and you know, if he needs a little mistake, he's going to pounce on him.
He keeps looking for a way around Jake Lewis, but the Mean Motorsport, motorsport.com, Yamaha is running very well here this weekend, as it always does.
Gerloff looked like he wanted to try and move as they went into turn 2 on DiSalvo. Got a good run out of turn 1, but decided that's a real thread the needle situation when you go into there. I don't want to push that issue.
If this is your first time to watch GoPro Daytona SportBike class here on fanschoice.tv, I'll just tell you, this is not unusual for these riders to be all locked up in a battle like this. Our regular viewers know that that's just the way it is at GoPro Daytona SportBike.
Oh, that was close to DiSalvo. Looked like he was
late.
going to run all over Lewis.
Wow, very late on braking.
Yeah, he's done that a couple of times. Looks like he's trying to swoop around the outside and be on the inside for turn 7, but Lewis is just strong enough to hold him out. Right there to 79, you can see Blake Young having a good run with Bobby Fong breathing down his neck back there too.
And that's the battle just behind JD Beach.
They're closing down on Beach right now. He's like wounded out there. They can smell blood in the water.
They're turning in some consistently good lap times as well. Fastest lap of the race actually belongs to Dane Westby, a 1:27.9.
I'm not surprised. He's fired up after that little altercation with Eslick and all that, what happened. Obviously, he's thinking of his crew chief, Chuck. And there's the move right there. Gerloff, can he make it stick? He's on the wrong side of this deal. DiSalvo decides, no, I'm not going to let you have it that easy.
Only the lead dog gets a change of scenery, and right now the lead dog is number 32, Jake Gagne.
Here he comes down the inside. DiSalvo makes it stick finally. He kept looking on the outside, Barry, and he said, well, I got to change my plan here. I'm going to go down the inside.
All right,
maybe he won't be expecting that.
And he's kind of thinking he must perhaps have something for number 32, Jake Gagne. Now he'll get a chance to see.
And, you know, DiSalvo's been around a long time. He's got some race savvy to him. He knows how to get this deal done, and now he's going to go to work on the 32.
Well, no question amongst our top 4 riders, he is by far the most experienced veteran in that group.
He looks like he's got a great bike set up right now. The bike looks fast. It looks like it's handling well. And Jake Gagne could have quite a big surprise as they get to turn 1 right now.
Yes, all the development work that the Triumph teams have been doing on these Triumphs, Scott, is really beginning to pay off. If you look right now at Jason DiSalvo contesting for a win, and then Bobby Fong back there in the 7th spot. So the Triumphs are really beginning to come to the forefront here.
It's good to see another manufacturer like that having some success in this class. Those 2 guys in 3rd and 4th, Jake Lewis and Garrett Gerloff, these 2 know each other very well from the amateur days when they were coming along. And it's always cool to see them meet up now at the pro ranks as they both up their game and got great rides with great teams. And Jake Lewis right now leading that battle, and DiSalvo goes to the lead.
He did. He made that move heading into that corner, and just again, a very low drama. He's just riding to the front, and that's what he's done. Now he's at the front. Can he hang on? Can he pull away? We'll be able to find more on that as Jake Lewis, number 85, really has got his hands full back there in the 3 spot.
I mean, he's going to throw everything at it right now because there's not a lot of laps in this race left. They'll be 4 to go, I think, when they come by this time. So he knows he's quick. He's seen what some of the other riders had. He's been able to make the move on 2 of the heavy hitters here this weekend. And now look at DiSalvo leaning that Triumph way over right now. As he turns and gets a good run on that front straightaway. Now can Gagne go with him? And it looks like he is.
Well, Jake Gagne was second in race number 1. He perhaps had visions of winning race number 2, and I think he still does, but he's going to have to turn the wick up on that Road Race Factory Yamaha, because DiSalvo certainly has brought his A game to race number 2 here at Mid-O.
Boy, and he gets off the side of that motorcycle, Jason DiSalvo, that is. I mean, he's using all kinds of body English to make that Triumph hook them corners and really getting his weight off the inside, and that allows you to carry good corner speed. You know, when you watch a guy like that ride, and Mark Marquez, it comes to mind, you know, and really uses more body than anybody out there typically. And some of these riders aren't quite doing it that way, but Jason surely is.
And he's so small, he just hides behind the bike if you're looking at it from the outside. He's a really small guy.
You couldn't even know nobody's on the bike looking at it from the outside, but man, he and that Triumph are really getting along well today.
Two great battles up front, the battle for the race lead and the battle for third. Gagne and Lewis going at it, or DiSalvo rather, and Gagne going at it up front for the race lead.
God, I just think that triple's really helping him out. When you come through Thunder Valley right there and it bends right and then you go left, that's the part of the racetrack that it's really hard to get a motorcycle to break the axis. When the faster you go, the more gyroscopic effect becomes into play, and getting the bike from right over to the left in a racetrack like this, man, if you've got it working, it really pays off, and I think that's what we're seeing here.
And I've ridden a 675 on the street. They're very flickable motorcycles, and initial turn-in is really, really good on them, and I think we're seeing that personified right here on the racetrack.
Boy, Lewis has got his hands full with his old buddy Garrett Gerloff right there. A little bit of a bobble. That might just be enough for Garrett to get a good run down here off the back straightaway. But man, that Mean Motorsports Yamaha is fast.
DiSalvo's thing. Oh, whoa. He took a look on the inside, Dick Gerloff, and bumped the knee of number 85, Jake Lewis, and I think gave a little body language.
He gave a little kick. He said, "Get out of the way, Jake. You hold me up, man." That was awesome. I'm glad they didn't take each other out, but hey, that's the kind of racetrack it is. Sometimes you got to force your way through.
I'm still impressed with Dane Westby's 127.946 lap. I'm just saying, the race leaders right now are running in the 128s.
Oh yeah, he's got his head down right now.
The high 128s.
Yeah, he's made his way up to 12th spot, looks like, over there. Elena Myers is next on his list.
Now, it'll be white flag when they get back to the stripe, and of course that makes it 80% of the race complete, so if something were to happen here, we would have an official finish, but I don't foresee that.
Yeah, this is going to be, this is big. DiSalvo lets the bike really drift out wide on the beginning of that keyhole, which really sets him up nice for that drive, Barry down that back straight. He looks over his shoulder. He said, "I got a gap on the 32 right now. If I can get into this turn 6 nice and easy and not make any mistakes, I can win this thing."
Well, Jake Gagne's not given up on finding the top of the box yet. He closes just a little bit here on Jason DiSalvo. DiSalvo, number 40, that has the Triumph up to the head of the class with about a 4 bike length advantage on the Road Race Factory R6 Yamaha of Gagne. But there was a pretty good example of it. You could see how flickable that Triumph was. It seemed to take half the time to get that bike flipped from right to left.
You got a good eye, my friend, because that's exactly what's happening. That Triumph is handling perfectly right now, and he's riding it perfectly.
Lap traffic moving way up on the high side of the racetrack, out of the way, letting the leaders pass. White flag is going to greet Jason DiSalvo here. Can he do it? Can DiSalvo win race number 2? He certainly looks like he has got this thing going his way right now. Gagne knows what's before him.
You know, Gagne's throwing everything he's got at it right now, Barry. I can't, ain't nothing holding back. And he's just, I can't get this guy.
The Castrol Triumph Sport Bike Track Time rider up front right now, number 40, Jason DiSalvo, leading the rider who has been one of the men that you had to beat at each and every race this season, Jake Gagne. Gagne's won 2 of these races. He's been in the top 5 every race, and the drag race is on.
Oh, he got close. That Yamaha really closed the gap on that down on the bottom end of that track. So now there's still half a lap left, and can he do anything?
Well, there's plenty of time. You have to put something together. Gagne tries a move on the inside, tried to square him up. Nothing doing, not right there.
I mean, DiSalvo's so strong, Gagne would have taken them both out to push an issue like that. He had to give it a go, though. Now he's pretty much run out of time. I think he's like, man, if he doesn't make a mistake these last 2 corners, I'm done.
And he got a great drive out of that corner. He took a little bitty tiny peek over his shoulder. He knows he's got a little bit of a gap now. It's his to lose all the way right now. The checkered flag is in the air, and it awaits Jason DiSalvo. The Castrol Triumph Sport Bike Track Time Daytona 675 with a nice wheel stand, and Jason DiSalvo will win race number 2 in our GoPro Daytona Sport Bike Final. They're still racing back through the pack as the 2 go. A little bit of congratulations going on right here between these 2. Tell me he is not overjoyed to have won this one.
No, he's thrilled to death. What a great ride. And, man, you just love days like that when things come together. And he rode flawlessly, and he rode hard, and the bike responded so well.
Well, I tell you, you're right. He rode hard, and you know what, Scott? His fastest lap of the race, I believe, was his last one, 128.217. So that Triumph was still working at the completion of the 14-lap event here at Mid-Ohio.
I'm not surprised. He's going to do a little celebration for all the fans up there in the keyhole area. They're getting their money's worth today, I'll tell you what.
And, of course, by AMA Pro rules, he can't do that burnout on the racing surface, so he got wisely way up out of the groove, way up off the racetrack, and celebrating with the fans. Jason DiSalvo has given Triumph yet another important win in the 2014 GoPro Daytona SportBike season. Let's go a little deeper in the field here as we watch the celebratory lap. Riedman gives him a high five. So it's Jason DiSalvo piloting the Triumph to a race win. Jake Gagne on the Yamaha, the Road Race Factory Yamaha, to finish second. Garrett Gerloff on the Yamaha Extended Service Monster Energy Graves Yamaha to finish third on the box. Jake Lewis will be fourth today after winning yesterday. That's a good average finish for him. Bobby Fong will finish in the 5th spot, number 50. Blake Young 6th. Kyle Wyman 7th. J.D. Beach will slip back to 8th at the conclusion of that one. Number 12, Tomas Puerta, will finish 9th. And if you want to know what dedication means, you'll look no further than the man who finished 10th here this afternoon. The 00 of Dane Westby on the Yamalube R6 has finished 10th. That was a pretty impressive storming ride up through the field to get a top 10. There's Danny Eslick celebrating with his folks. He's got some fans as we now will take a quick look down at the winner's circle. There's number 32, Jake Gagne. A second place finish for him yesterday. And a second place finish today. I think he's going to be very, very pleased with the results of his weekend. So with that, we go to our winner's circle here, presented by Dunlop. Here's Danielle.
Thank you, Barry. I'm going to catch up with the number 8, third place today, Garrett Gerloff. Garrett, you took full advantage of the restart, and you put a move on Jake Lewis that ended up giving you the podium finish. Congratulations.
Yeah, first off, I just have to say I'm so sorry to Jake. When I went to make the pass, I got in a little hot into off the back straightaway, and then I went to the left, and I couldn't get my butt back over to the left side of the seat, and I was on the brake, and I just stood it up and ran into him. I'm just glad I didn't take him out or anything, and Yeah, but congratulations to the two guys at the front. They were riding hard, and but my bike was awesome too. I just made some. I wasn't moving quick enough to. I should have gotten by Jake faster, but I was just having some problems. But just happy to be on the podium again. It's been a tough last couple weekends, and it just feels good to be back up here. So I just can't thank my team enough. Yamaha Extended Service, Monster Energy, Graves, Yamaha, everybody that's working on the bikes, all the team sponsors, Revit, CD, Shoei Helmets, and gotta give all the glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So thanks everybody.
There you have it. That's third place, number 8, Garrett Gerloff. We're going to make our way over to second. Garrett went down at Barber and had an injury, but he's coming back and looking more like himself. We're going to catch up with the number 32, Jake Gagne. Jake, you fought a really hard battle. That restart may have gotten the best of you. Jason ended up getting back by you. We thought you may have him at the line, but you didn't. He ended up getting you. But second place, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. After this morning, we definitely wanted to get that win, but Jason was hauling butt out there. And in the beginning, I was struggling. Jason got by me, and I had everything I could to hang on the back of him, especially after that restart. Those tires were a little bit sketchier. And but yeah, I'm just happy to finish that race, come in second, and we'll go into the last round and try to get some wins. So I just got to give it up to the whole Road Race Factory Red Bull crew, Alpine Stars, Bell Helmets, all my family, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, watching at home. Love you guys. We'll give it another shot next weekend.
There you have it, 32, Jake Gagne. We're going to catch up with the winner here today. Good to see a different manufacturer on the box. Where's Jason DiSalvo, number 40? Jason, I want to catch up with you real quick. First place, congratulations. Great to see the triumph up here on the box. Congrats.
Oh, it's such a cool deal to give these guys a win. They've been trying everything. We've been working on developing this bike for so long, and to give the win to these guys on this bike at this track with all my family here is really special. So I mean, it's I rode my heart out. The new Dunlop GPA Pros were awesome. I feel like they really are an easier tire to go fast on. I felt like I could just push hard the whole race, and it was awesome. So a huge thank you to everybody involved. The Triumph 675 we've known all along it's the best bike out there, and today we got to showcase it. So it feels really special.
Great to see you up there. Congratulations, number 40, Jason DiSalvo, on first place here today.